So my name is Kathie Turner, and I've been working with HealthyStart for a couple of years now, and I work in communications. It's the greatest story I've ever told. It's the most purposeful job I've ever had. It's the best company I've ever worked for, and I think that when we just hit a couple of high notes to start your day, you're going to understand why we feel that way and why the energy you pick up from what happens in front of the room comes from the inside out, because we probably had a personal experience with somebody that we care about. But just to give you a couple of high notes on our company, there isn't a better company for you in the dental profession to work with, or the medical profession. This is Dr. Earl Bergersen. He's an orthodontist, a board-certified orthodontist, and this year marks 50 years. They have been in it and progressing, evolving, and doing world-changing things. This man taught for 25 years as an associate professor at Northwestern. He happens to have right now 514 U.S. and international patents on his appliances that are orthodontic and orthopedic. He's the most prolific patent developer since Thomas Edison. He has product and services and treatment in 37 countries. Right now, the number of cases that they have had is not 3 million, it is now 3.5 million cases around the world. They just got back from Germany. They had 60 people making application to provide this service in their countries. Now, probably over the next year, they'll take on 10 to 12 more, because the growth and the demand is incredible. The data is irrefutable. They have done more research. They have 80 monographs. He has been published 80 times. He's delivered 500 seminars. And he is an academic, most low-key, most wonderful man. And you're going to hear a lot more about him from people who have been working with him for years. So this is Ortho-Tain and HealthyStart. What type of opportunity does that present? What are you going to learn about today? Can you take a child from this to this and change her life? Can you represent something that, as I just described it, doesn't share a stage with any other company, with any other treatment? This is the company, without question, without a doubt. And we're not the only ones who know it. One ad was put out for people who could represent our company. That is the number of resumes that were printed off last Monday. But that's the number of people who say, represent that, I'm in. They want to be able to have the best company and tell the best story. This is around the corner. Does anybody here recognize 43rd and Ella? What does that look like? Maybe just an average corner on a map? I could do a Google, well, no. Let me do a drive-by. This is Ella and 43rd. See how many dental offices there are? And they also even have something for myofunctional therapy. This is right up the street. Does anyone remember Mrs. Kravitz looking through the blinds, wondering what's going on in the neighborhood? I kind of wonder sometimes if the people are looking out to say, what's happening in my competition? Well, we all have competition in life. But what you do, and what you have the opportunity to do, is change lives. And therefore, if you could address for the first time children who have these symptoms, that you're in the right place. At the end of the next couple of days, you are going to feel wonderful and perhaps even be a storyteller with us. In the room today, I'm not going to go into great detail because you're going to get to know their personalities and get to know a little bit more about their background and how they came to be. The upper left, that is Susie Lafredo. And she is our queen of social media. I mean, I do a little socializing, she runs circles around me. So that's Susie Lafredo, and she's sitting next to Jim, and he does all kinds of hardwiring on, well, he'll explain it, but he does a lot of the building of the websites and the apps and so on. And John is going to stand up and share a little bit of what he does. He's going to be a part of every conference going forward. We know that if we see an email from him at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, he's been up all night researching. Then we have Kelly. Kelly is an integration specialist, and she's talking to somebody at ADA, and she's talking to one of the doctors about what we do. So she knows what happens in the field. She'll be able to give you some guidance on that as well. Dr. Sylvester Gonzalez in the back of the room. This is the first time that we get to be with him. And I heard Jill bragging about him last night about, man, she went and she worked with him and she called Leslie, the CEO, and says, this guy is great. And I'm like, wait a minute, I had him first. Because I said the same thing. And we're so happy that he is with us. This is the first time that we're able to have somebody that can come in, do everything that he does with a specialty and an interest in sleep, but he can also handle the Hispanic market, that they're going to be able to speak directly, comfortably, and get really comprehensive information from somebody with all the wisdom and experience that he brings to the table. So Dr. Gonzalez, we're happy that you're with us. I'm the talker, no surprise. Okay, then we have Dr. Amanda Wilson, and she's come all the way from Hawaii. She's an orthodontist, so she brings that perspective, that experience, and she's also done a lot of consulting for different offices, different dental offices all over, and she's a lecturer. Now, she has taken a position, and when I say position, I mean she's taken a stand. She's planted a flag and said, HealthyStart. And I'm sure you're going to hear that conviction in her voice. Then we have Jill Umbrello. Now you see the spin in that picture? Okay, once she gets up here, you'll understand, because she's in constant motion, and she is such an excellent communicator for you in your office, because she's going to help you bring it home in talking to the parents and talking to the kids. She's a fourth-generation dentist. She was a product of the product. Her father, an early adopter, she's worn the appliances as a child. Nothing gets by her. No kid can pull anything over on her. She just knows where everything is going. In fact, where we're going, that happened to be in Ecuador. So, as I said, a global company, and it's not over yet. This is like we're starting the next phase, the next 50 years. So I'm going to turn everything over to Dr.